Well, this is strange. Donald Trump did an interview that for some reason got myself and the whole crew tickled, okay? So often we talk about how he poses this existential threat to our democracy. How he, in so many ways, degrades what politics should be. Not making light of that when I point to just more surface level, bizarre things. But I think sometimes we need to have a good laugh. So that's what we're going to do. And some of this is just watching Trump where it looks like in his face in this interview, he's just struggling to think and then turn those thoughts into coherent speech. So that's one thing. And then the second part, if Jaden, you could split screen with this. So this is an interview with Sean Ryan, who's a guy, influencer person. And something about the chair they gave to Trump. Sean Ryan's just sitting normally on a chair. Trump looks like he's about to be swallowed by this chair. And it makes something about it. You can full screen it even if you haven't already. Trump's legs look so disproportionate to his body. Look at the length between the knee and the foot. And then the socks. And then Trump's body's just sinking into that cushion. So that's, again, not the most important thing, but it was giving us a laugh. So now that we've gotten that pushed aside, let's look at Trump attempt to grapple with topics. And what you'll see here, a lot of what we're going to look at is him talking about AI. Is he saying things that, if you really dive into it, there are points that I'll engage with. But the way he talks about it, it really does seem like a struggle for him.
And give you some very good ideas. Like on AI, there's nobody knows more about it than Elon. Mm-hmm. It's a big thing. And he said it's very important. I mean, it's very important for the country. If we don't do it, China's going to do it. Or somebody else, but most likely China. And China is working right now to develop massive electricity, a massive flood of electricity. And we don't, because we have people that they're not even thinking about that. Yeah. And we have to win this election. This election November 5th will be the most important day, in my opinion, in the history of our country. Because if our country goes the wrong way with this election, I think this country is doomed.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so there's that. Before we get to more of his thoughts on AI, it's true that it takes a lot of electricity if we continue furthering the usage of AI. That is going to require a lot of energy. But again, just like how he talked about Bitcoin and the way he's speaking about it just seems off. It's just strange. It reminded me of this moment that we talked about.
What about crypto? You spoke at that crypto conference last weekend, and you said that you'd like crypto to have a more prominent space in America.
Well, you have to understand about crypto. Crypto is a very interesting thing, very high level in certain ways, intellectually very high level. But if we don't do it, China's going to do it. China's going to do it anyway. But if we don't do it, China's doing it. China's already doing it. And if we don't do it, other countries are going to do it. So we might as well be at the forefront. And there are people in crypto that are very, very smart people who do love our country, and they think it's good. Who knows? Maybe we'll pay off our $35 trillion, hand them a little crypto check, right? We'll hand them a little Bitcoin and wipe out our $35 trillion.
But how do you?
Yeah. So when in doubt, just say, if China is doing quote unquote it, then we should do it. But then, as we talked about with that clip, she follows up and says, but what does that mean? What are we going to do? What does that mean in presidential policy? And then he just says, well, we got to do it. It'll be great. Yep. Okay. What does doing it mean when it comes to AI, for example? But then he's asked again about it here. And remember how ridiculous the talking points are that he goes to about energy.
In space, if we don't up our energy production.
If somebody like this Marxist gets in, I really don't believe it can happen. When she's exposed, I can't imagine. But if that happens, we're not going to be able to compete with anything. oil, gas. You know, we were energy independent with me, first time in ever. And we're soon going to be energy dominant. We have more oil and gas. We have, I call it liquid gold, under our feet.
Look at that camera shot. It doesn't make any sense. How are his legs like that? And how is he sinking that far into a chair? It really does look like, and something's going on, optical illusion sort of situation. But it looks like his legs are twice the size they should be.
Feet than any other country, more than Saudi Arabia. We have more than any other country, more than Russia. We were going to be energy dominant, but we were already energy. We didn't need anybody's energy. We didn't need our ships going through areas near the Arabic world where the ships get blown out of the water. We didn't need anything from anybody. We're energy independent. Nobody can believe it.
Will we get
but we were
back
going to
there?
be energy dominant. Think of it. But AI is important, and other things are important. But AI, do you know that for AI, you will need more energy, electricity. What they need is electricity. That specific word.
Yeah, that's a form of energy.
You will need more electricity than we have right now for everything. See the strip behind us, and this big building. Add it all up, everything in the United States, you'll need double the energy that we produce right now. Just
Okay, so first of all, he goes back to over and over again this energy independence talking point, wanting people to believe that while he was president, he created a situation where we were only relying on our own energy. U.S. produced energy was the only thing we were consuming. Not true. We were importing energy. The energy independence that he's talking about, that term, comes from our exports being the same or more than our imports. And also, we're producing more, and we're more energy independent by that metric than we've ever been now. So more than whenever he was president. Just so much wrapped up there in how misleading it is what he's saying. Because it does make it sound like, well, that was awesome time then. Yeah, but that's not what was happening. And if you are celebrating, which sure, celebrate it. The energy independence that you actually were overseeing, then you would have to celebrate even more what we're experiencing now. And again, oil production specifically, because they act like that was ended, record highs right now. Energy production at large in the United States domestically, record highs right now. But we were still a part of the international market when he was president. So it just so much wrong about that. And I think sometimes, like when he talks about tariffs, I know he's just a fundamentally dishonest person. But sometimes I genuinely think he doesn't know what he's talking about, if you can believe it. That's why I'm saying it. I think part of it is he's trying to grapple with these subjects, and he has a really bad cocktail. When you add profound confusion and a lack of critical thinking skills to a willingness to be dishonest, you get a crazy bad cocktail, and that's Donald Trump in a nutshell, right? So I don't think he understands maybe what actual energy independence, what he's referring to, what that term means based on his definition of it and his administration's touting of it. I think maybe he genuinely believes oil production was shut down by Biden, or he's lying about it. But when you smush it all together, it just comes out extra misleading to people. Then he's on the subject of Kamala Harris.
there are so many names you can call her, but the most important name is she's a Marxist. That's her ideology. She wants to destroy our country.
Are they doing this for the vote? Is that what they're trying to do?
She's the greatest flip-flopper in history. Can you imagine somebody say, we want open borders so the entire world can release their prisoners into our country?
Why are they allowing that?
Because
It's almost unbelievable. Literally.
Biden and Kamala and all of these people.
Who's Kamala? I'm confused. Who? He said in a recent interview too, Kamala. That's not her name. I don't understand. Whatever. It's almost impressive how many different incorrect ways they come up with to say her name. It's Kamala. Done. Or just call her Vice President Harris if it's such a difficulty for you. And soon you can just call her President Harris. But Kamala, that's not even Camila or Kamala. That's just Kamala. That's just a different. You're just coming up with a new one.
Biden and Kamala and all of these people, they want it. I call her, I have different names, it's very interesting. Very, very interesting. But there are so many names you can call her. But the most important name is she's a Marxist.
What is wrong with his brain? It's so interesting. It's interesting because it's interesting. So many things you can call her. Kamala, Marxist, communist, fascist, capitalist.
Most important name is she's a Marxist. That's her ideology.
Wait, let's watch this part one more time.
There are so many names you can call her. Very, very interesting. But there are so many names you can call her. But the most important name is she's a Marxist. That's her ideology. She wants to destroy our country.
Are they doing this for the vote? Is that what they're trying to do?
She's the greatest flip-flopper in history. Every single thing. I'd almost rather have somebody just stick with what they, where they come from, okay? Every single thing that she believed in her whole life. Defund the police. She was a defunder,
No. So, again, Biden-Harris overseeing large federal investment in public safety, including law enforcement, in the history of the country. But the accordion hands are really out lately. Have you noticed that? He sort of practiced, it seemed like, not doing them as much. And now he's back to really, which I think is a nerve defense mechanism. Not defense mechanism, but sort of a nerve tick where when he's nervous, he sort of does his hands more accordion-ish. And I saw someone, this is so ridiculous that I'm bringing this up, but I saw someone, speaking of AI, I don't know if it was AI, but put in between his hands while he was doing that, a fake, edited in accordion. It was very humorous. And then this is just another little bonus something. Sean Ryan, is it Sean Ryan? Yeah, Sean Ryan. Before he posted this, he was talking about this announcement that he was going to be doing the interview, and I found this vibe sort of interesting.
Gonna vote and drag their ass off that couch and get them to the polls to vote. That's how we win this thing. See y'all on Monday. God bless you. God bless America.
Right. That's awesome.
On Monday. God bless you and God bless America.
I like that, Sean. The suspense. God bless. You. And God bless America. Let me know what you thought of that in the comments. If you want to get extra content daily and support this show, you could do it by clicking the join button below.